Sis and tell. A whole lot of talk about a whole lot of nothing. Amanda does stand up. Allison's on TV. And when they hop on the phone, it's the place you want to be. Sis and tell. A whole lot of talk about a whole lot of nothing.
Hey, Allie.
Hi, man. What's going on?
Just, putting on lipstick for no good reason.
Well, if you don't have to wear a mask, then, it is a good reason.
Oh, even if I'm wearing a mask, I'm still wearing lipstick.
Of course you are.
Yeah. And now all my masks are wearing lipstick. It's everywhere. And my kids are getting mad at me. They're like, gross. And I was like, but it's washed. It's just stuck on there.
Yeah. I actually saw a tutorial the other day on how to apply makeup with your mask, right? Like appropriate eye makeup, because nobody's going to see, obviously, below the nose. I thought that is the most ridiculous tutorial ever, and hopefully one that will be obsolete in like the next 6 months, unless we are still wearing masks even after the vaccine. So, but I just thought that was a short-lived fad.
You say ridiculous, and I say, oh, where is that tutorial?
Let me look at that tutorial. Well, I have an update on my eating habits and fads, as you like to call them, because as anybody listening knows, I have taken advantage of quarantine and self-isolation to do some self-improvement. And that has involved going on just about I'm not calling it a diet, but eating regiment and changing my patterns. So this week, I have switched.
Oh, Lord.
First of all, as of Friday, I will be intermittent fasting for 4 weeks, which I think is pretty good. And for the first week, I will say I was, because I run in the morning. I run at like 7 every morning. And I thought there is no way I can make it to noon after working out in the morning. But it was fine. I drink my hot tea. I have some water. And now after the first week was a little harder.
Noon to 8 or noon
I do
to
noon
7?
to 8. Yeah, I do 12 to 8, sometimes 12 to 7:30 or something. Sometimes 12:30 to 8.
Just to be clear for people who don't know what that means, Allison's only eating between noon and 8.
Right.
Which I have to say, no one really should be eating that late at night anyways. The food just kind of sits in your stomach. It's not good to eat late at night.
Exactly. And every so often we'll get like ice cream to watch a show at like 9 or 9:30, right? And Alan is a king of snacking, but I'm not going to throw him under the bus. This is not about his eating habits.
Hey, Alan has a different body type than 99% of the world.
Gosh.
So.
And to be fair, the one I'm doing, the 16-8, is not even so revolutionary, right? Some of my friends are like, well, I never eat breakfast. Does that mean I've been intermittent fasting for the past?
Basically.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah. Except you might, eat at 9 or 10. Anyway, I'm pretty strict. I've been very strict about not eating until noon and cutting myself off at 8, which I think the cutting off is probably even harder than the waiting and you can have water, just nothing with sugar. Yeah.
That's more significant, I think, than anything, is keeping yourself from late night snacking.
Yeah. And also, it just naturally cuts on your calories because I'm basically eating, you pair the intermittent fasting with my new aligners, which I am only supposed to take out for 1 hour of the day, which is really not practical. But, you can't have a nice meal and a glass of wine in, 30 minutes at night if you assume you give half an hour per meal, if I'm only eating 2 meals. But the aligners also have prevented me from snacking because, like when you're cooking or when you're just in the kitchen, you grab something and eat it. I can't eat anything with the aligners in. So I have to literally take them out, put them to the side, then eat something. And that's that's way too deliberate. I'd rather suggest that the snacking is just spontaneous. Oh no, that one chip or 5 chips didn't really count. So hopefully that's also adding to it. But this week, we've added another layer. Monday morning, Levi came down and said he had to watch a documentary for history class called Game Changers. Have you heard of this documentary?
No, but I'm thinking it's something about eating, and it's going to be such a turnoff.
So it's a double entendre because it is a game-changing mentality of how you eat. but it's also focused on athletes specifically. And it's
Oh.
all about how all of these athletes, and some of them are like endurance athletes and marathon runners, some are football players, you know, they focus on the Titans, some are first responders, like they also focus on firefighters. And it's all about encouraging them or inspiring them, or some of them who are just already do it, 100% plant-based diet.
Oh, vegan.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you know how I feel. I try to be very open-minded, but I am a little judgy about veganism and how difficult it is.
Anything that people do where they talk about it all the time is like annoying, right? And I think vegans get a rap for doing that, for talking about, for trying to like, it's like an MLM scheme, right? They're like trying to get you to do what they do. But I've never met a vegan who does that. So I don't know. It's just
So
a
let me
funny
tell you
joke, I
about
guess.
my becoming a vegan.
No, you are not a vegan. I do not believe that. You made fun of me for years for being a vegetarian.
I did, but this was a literally game-changing documentary. Okay, look, I may not be a
This is
vegan.
not gonna.
I, I'm not going to be a vegan forever, but I'll try anything for a week, and then almost
From
anything.
8 p.m. at night to 12 p.m. the next day, you're going to be a vegan.
So that right, exactly. From the time that I can't eat.
Intermittent veganism. That's what's happening.
Well, here's the thing, right? We're down to one kid in the house. He watched this documentary. He was really taken with it, right? Really inspired by it. And so he declared Monday morning, we have to become vegans. We have to start eating plant-based diet. It's so much better for you. And they do have, look, it is, look, and as my running partner was making fun of me, she goes, yes, any documentary will support whatever evidence they need in order to push their point. But this was also not just anecdotal. They were drawing blood from the athletes and showing the plasma, how after just one meal eating meat, it was very cloudy. One meal eating just plant-based diet, very clear. They did a whole study on these firefighters. And do you know the number one cause of death for a firefighter?
Yes, it's heart attacks.
It is. It's heart attacks.
Yeah.
And so they put these firefighters, very good. They put these firefighters on a plant-based diet just for 1 week. And two of these firefighters had high blood pressure and high cholesterol. And both the blood pressure and the cholesterol went down. The blood pressure went down a little bit. The cholesterol for two of them specifically was like at 270. And after just 1 week, it went down to 160. I mean, that's pretty dramatic after a 1 week plant-based diet.
Well,
So
it is. But what about their mental health and how they weren't eating anything fun anymore?
well, so here's the thing. Like, I'm also like, oh my God, it's such a pain to cook vegan, which we decided we would ease into it and be vegetarians.
So there is a meal plan that you can do. You know those things where they send you the exact ingredients that you need with a meal, with a recipe card. And
Yeah.
I subscribed to one of those and was making those every day for lunch. And if I
You
didn't
brought
have
it
to
to Chattanooga. You made it.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
huge.
It was huge.
yeah.
And I have to say that I have never been more full.
Yeah.
But I needed that guidance, because if not, you're just eating like the same thing. But if you are really a vegan and you're eating your colors, so to speak, and you're really exploring all that stuff, you're eating beets and things that you would never eat, and all like the ancient grains, it's
Right.
really filling. Like I just eat quinoa. I get these little pre-made quinoa cups, and it fills me up, and I'm satisfied. So I do understand, and I'm just kind of giving you a hard time.
No, but it's also, look, I'm not like this diehard now, like nobody can eat meat and you must save the planet. Well, I do believe we need to save the planet, but I'm not coming across as being like, oh, now I'm judging all of my meat eating habits before, because I'm sure I'll eat meat in the future. But the sort of aha moment was this idea. It's my natural reaction. I think 90% of the people have this reaction. When you say I'm a vegetarian, or specifically a vegan, right? You cut out eggs and dairy. People go, you'll never get enough protein. And I've said it before, right? Like I have said, like, how do vegans get enough protein? That is the biggest misconception. And this documentary addresses that. I'm sure there's others that do the same. And it's because they show these athletes, right? These people who necessarily need protein in order for endurance and strength and stamina. And so you align these elite athletes a lot with meat, right? And especially the male athletes. And they go through the marketing over the past, 4 decades. They said as soon as smoking was banned from these commercials, the meat industry took over, right? And they show, and you remember all these, like, we remember, where's the beef? And
Beef, it's what's for dinner.
It's what's for dinner. And a man eats a Big Mac. And, and Arnold Schwarzenegger is not only in it, he's one of the producers, but, he did all of that body.
Arnold Schwarzenegger eats vegan?
He is plant-based now and he talks about how he used to eat, which is crazy, but he weighed when he was doing, what was that? The competition he did, like,
what was it?
Not
Mr. Universe?
Mr. Universe, yeah. I was about to say Mr. America, but it was bigger than that, yeah. Mr. Universe pageants.
What's bigger than America?
What's larger than the United States? Nothing. He said he was eating, he weighed 250 pounds, and I swear he said he was eating 250 grams of protein a day, right? Via meat, which is crazy.
Gross.
But, and these athletes who also had the same reaction, right? Like, of course I have to eat meat. Of course I have to eat steak.
Wait, so what do you eat instead of meat? Cut to the chase.
I'm cutting to the chase. So number one is nowadays there's of course there's a ton of plant-based substitute, right? Like you like fake Beyond chicken. Meat. Yeah, the Beyond Meat. So we had Beyond Burgers on. First of all, I bought a whole bunch of the meatless chicken. And I just take like 3 or 4 strips. I put them in a little olive oil and saute them. And I've been doing that on like a vegan taco, which is delicious. And then for dinner, we had Beyond Burgers, which were delicious. And tonight I'm doing Beyond Meatballs with, spaghetti squash and sauce. And there's a lot of things. Look, I still had chip and dip. I've been trying to do vegan. I've been really trying to see if I cut out dairy. And the hard thing is eggs, right? Because number one, I've got to make my challah on Friday, and I'm not doing a vegan challah. I've just decided I'm keeping the eggs.
That's sacrilegious.
It is. So I'm keeping my challah recipe, and I'm also, right, like I'm not going to be so finicky if something has chicken broth or things like that, but I am trying it for the week. I'm only on day 3, so it's going to be a lot.
You really have to meal plan. You have to meal plan, and it's hard. Yeah, you should get that thing I did. What was it? It's not HelloFresh. It
was something like that. Like Blue Ribbon, was it?
Something. I don't know. I'll look it up and let you know.
Okay.
But it was
last night I made vegan chili with like those they have the fake meat crumbles, right? That you can and that's the point, like you can put it in sauce but I made my normal turkey chili recipe. I just substituted it for the vegan, and they knew, and both Alan and Levi loved it and said, Levi said, I can barely tell the difference. So there are natural ways like that to substitute for long-term protein. The plants and all the grains that you eat, it has protein. It does.
So
I know this is why vegans talk about it. It's very exciting to learn all of this.
You've taken over 17 minutes of the podcast talking about being a vegan.
I'm sorry.
And I literally just said, I thought that was a misnomer that vegans talk about being vegans.
You know why? It's because I have so much energy because I'm not eating meat. And all this plant-based food has given me renowned energy.
Let's rewind. The reason why you have so much energy is because 2 of your 3 children are out of the house.
Right.
And your 3rd child is basically an adult. He's a grown man. He's like 6'7" and can drive himself everywhere, and
he is fairly independent. But yes, well, maybe that is why I have a lot of energy. Maybe that's why I have so much time to like reconfigure my eating habits and eating schedule every 3 days. That and self-isolation. It's a lethal combination.
All those things. Okay,
fine.
Now I've had enough talk of veganism. I don't even want to watch the documentary now. You basically gave me the Cliff Notes, so thank you.
I did tell you. Anybody listening to this, you don't have to watch the documentary. Just try one plant-based meal. It'll give you energy. Now I feel like a commercial. I know. It's hard not to talk about it, though, because it's just, sorry, I'll stop talking about it now.
Right? Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so we'll talk about something else. So besides switching my daily diet on an hourly basis, this weekend, I also decided to switch around my entire house. So what I did was, we discussed last week on the podcast that I'm determined to get my fireplace working. The problem is I don't really have a little nook in front of the fireplace. Everything is focused on the other side of that room towards the television, of course. I mean, duh, it's my house.
Television.
The
Can't
television
you put
is
the
the center
television
point.
on top? You could put the television on top of the mantle.
I could, but no. So what I want to do
It's
is...
like an older house, so it's not set up to do that.
It's not set up
there's
to
no
do
like
that.
plug.
Right. Well, there's on the side, but anyway, I just wanted to get a couple chairs, but I ended up moving everything in the piano room, because of course I have a piano room just like Mommy and Daddy. Everything in the piano room, which was a nice little nook and cozy setup where we never sat. We literally never sit in there. And I moved that behind the couch in the den to face the fireplace, and then everything that was by the fireplace into the piano room, which is now like a little speakeasy. The point being, I haven't moved furniture to that extent since I was probably living by myself in Chicago or even in a dorm room. But I miss it. I used to move furniture all the time. Like, it was my favorite thing to do. Did you do this? Yeah.
I did this when I was little too. When I was like 12 or 13, Mommy would come home and I reconfigured my entire room. And we're talking about me moving a 3-piece armoire by myself and a metal bed.
Right.
Like I would figure out, I don't know. I think and you know what? It's Daddy. Daddy has given us the ability to move things that are larger than we should have the capabilities to move because of his experience in Vietnam. And I bet if we called him and because he was like, put it on a blanket and then move it. Like, didn't he give you that advice?
No, he probably should have. I would have saved some of my hardwood floors, but
I was doing that thing where you you have to push on it. Like they do it in like boot camp exercise classes where that sled thing.
It is. Yeah.
Right. Well, this is what happened with the 1,500 pounds of rock that I've moved from Lowe's to my house. Right. I actually had to go pick up more rocks and I put them on a cart and I had to get like momentum going. There's a woman behind me in checkout and I go, it's going to take me a few minutes to get moving. Give me a second. But yeah, I love rearranging stuff. I did that, I think right at the beginning of the pandemic where I switched my dining room and my living room.
Oh, right.
All by myself.
Yeah. But because you don't buy anything, you can create a whole new space. It's the equivalent of Mommy saying, go shopping in your own closet, right? Like which I have also been doing during pandemic, which has been exciting. But it was so fun because really, I think my my living room and piano room had looked the same for at least 10 years. I mean, maybe more. And it was just so much fun to move everything because guess what? If I didn't like it, I can move it all back. It's not like I spent money.
Right. I wonder if those rooms still exist. The rooms that no one goes in,
right. Right.
Like modern day, we don't do that anymore. Like that's like our parents' generation.
Yeah.
That's the boomer generation, is having that room that no one goes in. And then the generation before them, like grandparents, they put everything in plastic, right? Like the couch was covered in plastic.
Alan's grandparents, as the story goes, when his grandfather would get home from work, he and his wife would have a cocktail in the bathroom, like away from the two kids.
In the bathroom?
In the bathroom, right? And I'm not talking like, it's not like they'd like grab a beer. Like I'm like guessing like a real cocktail, like an old fashioned or a sip of whiskey or a martini, like a real, like, can you imagine? And it's not like I'm imagining their bathroom back then was not like our bathrooms today. So they're crowded in there, right? Like probably whispering and like clinking glasses. But how cute is that? I love that.
That is cute. Aaron's grandmother had a fully pink bathroom with pink carpet. It was a carpeted bathroom.
Oy, that's not a good idea.
A sunken tub.
So carpet around the tub?
Yeah.
Oh, I
around
love
the
that.
toilet. Around the toilet. Carpet is disgusting. Can we talk about how gross carpet is, which I think I brought up to you off channel, the podcast.
Off camera.
But off camera. But it's so gross and my dog keeps pooping everywhere and I keep on having to clean it, and I have a spot cleaner that I wish I'd gotten when the kids were little because we ruined so many couches. And I just But yeah, she had a pink bathroom, and I'm pretty sure she was also drinking in there.
I mean, I would be drinking in a pink carpeted bathroom, let's be clear. But it makes sense because number one, you already have a sink, which you need for any good bar. You already have a countertop, which you also need for any good bar, right?
There's a built-in seat.
There's a built-in seat. And if you get sick, there's a built-in place where you can, do that too. Combining a bar and a bathroom is actually a brilliant idea.
Well, now I know what I'm going to do with my next makeover project.
Now I know my next makeover project. Why are you bringing
toiletries?
Alan's going to be like, why are you
and tequila?
Why are you bringing that crate and barrel bar set you got for the wedding up to the bathroom? No reason. Nothing to see here. Don't mind me.
Have you ever taken a shower and had a beer at the same time?
100%. Okay, this was what we did in college. I feel like
that's like a college thing.
So we did it in college because, and this is, I don't think I've told the boys this. I hope not. It's probably not good. But so that the song "Oh What a Night," oh what a night,
oh, what a night,
late December back in '63.
60.
Yeah, 63. Yes.
Whatever. So what did that song have to do with drinking beer in the shower?
I'm so glad you asked. Because when I was in college, that was our song. Like, that was our, start getting ready to go out song, which, of course, in college, we didn't start getting ready to go out till 10 o'clock at night. But for some reason, we always showered before we went out. Don't ask me why.
You pre-part. Well, of course you would shower before you go out.
But would you ever do that now? Like, would Aaron say, we're going to go out to dinner, and you're like, let me hop in the shower?
I wouldn't, but he would. I get ready in the morning, but we're talking about college,
right?
Where you probably haven't showered in 3 days.
No, that's true. Yeah. So, okay, putting it in context. So we would shower, we would grab a beer, and we would put the song on our boombox, of course. And we figured out every time the song says, "Oh, what a night," we would take a sip of beer. And you timed it to the point where you could finish a beer with that, 3.5-minute song by just drinking every time they say, "Oh, what a night." So every time I hear the song, it makes me very happy because it does take me back to those getting ready times in college. And it also, I'm like, it's like Pavlov's dog. I'm looking around for my beer. But I'm usually driving, so it's probably better that I don't have a beer.
Yeah. Instead, you should be drinking water at this point. We should transition that to hydrating.
Exactly. But have I had a beer in a shower since college? Maybe, but probably not. But it is so much fun. I'd like to do it again. This is part of the make the bathroom the bar idea. I think the first step is getting a bucket of beer in the shower.
Yeah, I think so.
Have you done this before? Have you ever done it?
I haven't.
What?
I think I'm the only person who's never had a beer in the shower.
I think you're the only person on earth who hasn't had a beer in the shower.
Aaron drinks coffee in the shower.
Oh, that's remember that Seinfeld when Kramer decided he was going to eat in the shower, and then he put a disposal down instead of the drain. Oh my gosh!
That's disgusting.
I'm sadly thinking this might turn into that. No, a beer in a shower is liberating because the shower is so hot and the beer's so cold. You should try it. You should try it.
It's like drinking a cold beer while you're in the hot tub.
100%. Right. But you can regulate your body temperature better in a shower. It is more fun in a hot tub. I'll give you that. It's a little bit more relaxing. And I've never actually had a beer while in a bathtub. To me, that just feels weird. I would have a martini in a bathtub or a glass of wine, but not a beer.
It feels like a cowboy thing to do.
Yeah.
Right? Can't you see one of those big wash tins?
Yeah. But I have one of those big bathtubs. You know what I need, which I've been wanting for a while, but this is going to add to my bathroom bar idea, is those things that go across your bathtub, like a shelf. I think Susan has one. My friend Susan has one. She's definitely drinking wine in her bathtub. If she's listening to this, she's like, heck yeah. That's like a nightly ritual. But I need a shelf. I need something where I can place the wine glass or the martini.
Cup holder. You need a cup holder.
I need a cup holder, but I'd like something that's a little bit more respectable, right? Than just kind of like a side cup holder.
Because where are you going to put your beer nuts?
Where?
Right?
My thoughts are, where are you going to put the beer nuts?
Where are the beer nuts going to go?
Yeah.
Right?
I'm thinking I would also have a set of little mini tweezers or little, like,
Ew.
not tweezers, but you know what I'm saying?
No.
What are those? Like, tongs. Yeah, not tweezers, tongs, mini tongs to eat the beer nuts with so that I wouldn't have to wipe off my hands every time.
I thought maybe you were going to be like tweezing your eyebrows while you're eating,
No.
which just doesn't sound very sanitary.
No. Little tongs to pick up the beer nuts with, and I have some exciting news.
What?
Wine, beer, and beer nuts, all vegan. So we're good to go.
That is good news. It's liquid diet, really.
Yeah.
When you think about it.
I mean, when you say where are you getting your calories and protein from, I mean, duh. Beer nuts, beer, wine, whiskey. Done. Vegan, and vegan. Plant-based.
Right?
Yeah.
And you're hydrating at the same time.
I'm really liking this bathroom bar idea. I'm gonna pursue that next.
I think we need to write a book. I think we need to write a book about our learnings of your journey through dieting.
It is not a very intuitive path. It is organic. I mean, I'm doing
sustainable.
I don't know if it's sustainable.
Organic means it naturally comes to you.
Yes, that's what's happened. It has naturally come to me. It's not like I have set out and done a bunch of reading. It's more spontaneous and organic, as is my food.
It's basically whatever documentary is on or your friend is talking about.
Yeah, whatever is the new thing.
Like, oh, I'll try that.
Yeah, because by the way, I was making scones last week because we were watching the end of The Crown. So everything really, I'm sure how my food journey has mirrored my binge watching journey. That's going to be it.
Well, just don't watch Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Right. My favorite movie. Oh, gosh.
You will start licking the walls.
I know.
And you'll be like, why don't the snozzberries taste like snozzberries?
I mean,
and
that would be
Alan's
good for the bar bathroom.
Yeah.
Lickable
Alan's
wallpaper.
Like, stop drinking beer in the bathtub, Allison. I think you've had too much.
You've had way too much.
So you are obsessed with finding all these new ways of eating that are sustainable. I'm obsessed with TikTok and sustaining my popularity on there.
Yes.
But someone the other day was like, who are your favorite people to follow? And really, it's not that I have favorite people to follow. I have favorite like subjects like cows, which we know I love cows. But also, I realize I do have a favorite someone that I like to follow. And that is one of my old man crushes, Mr. Mandy Patinkin.
Oh, wow.
And
I did not see that coming.
He and his wife are on a TikTok and they're so cute. They're like quarantined together with, I think, some of their kids, and they just make, like, you feel like you're sitting at the dinner table with them. He's so adorable. They're very politically active. And my favorite TikTok that he did, which was like 2 days ago, his son said, quick, name your top 10 favorite snacks. And it was and he got so anxious and he was like, what are those chips I like? He says to his wife. She's like, kettle chips. Yeah, I like to dip kettle chips in chicken salad and kettle chips in egg salad and kettle chips in tuna burgers. And and I love the tuna burgers that David Block's mother taught my mother how to make. And then and they got to like number 10 and he's panicking and he's like, quick, Dad, you got 3 seconds. What's your favorite snack? And he's like, matzah and butter. And
matzah.
Matzah, and I love matzah and butter, and I would eat it year round, and that made me just fall in love with Mandy Patinkin all over again.
Oh my gosh.
And Aaron's got a cousin named David Block. So I said, oh my God, what if Mandy Patinkin's friend is also Aaron's cousin? So I contacted him and he said he's not the same guy.
Oh no, but that would have been good.
I know, so sad, but he had actually met his wife and one of his co-stars from Princess Bride at a political event. But I love him, and I'm going to say you have to go onto TikTok just to watch him.
I was going to suggest that, similar to my going over the whole documentary in the first half of this podcast, I feel like I have watched the Mandy Patinkin TikTok. So not sure I feel like compelled that I have to go rewatch it. You've done a good service.
Okay. What about this? the Fonz is also on TikTok.
Oh, Henry Winkler. You know I love him. Yeah.
Yes. Isn't he your old man crush?
No. My old man crush is, and now you've made me forget. Who is the guy? This is another game show.
Okay.
He is the director emeritus for the Columbus Zoo.
Oh,
I remember his name. Now it's come to
Jeff
me.
Irwin?
No.
I'm combining two different.
Yes, you are. And Steve
No, we
Irwin
talked
is who you're
about
thinking
this.
of, who died,
right.
sadly. And
Right.
there's another guy, Animal Planet. I'll tell you his name. You ready?
Yeah.
Jack Hanna.
Jack Hanna.
Yes.
Right.
And
No,
I
we
actually got
had
to
this
interview
discussion.
him. Yes, I've interviewed him for my show, but it was not an
Right.
episode that could ever air because we didn't get enough time. But I love him. Yeah. But I do love Henry Winkler. I wouldn't say he's in the crush category, but I think so highly of him, and I think he is amazing. So.
What defines an old man crush? That's not very fair to the Fonz. How come Jack Hanna gets to be in that category, but not Henry Winkler?
Because Jack Hanna is protecting animals. And you know me, vegan all the way, baby. That was a good callback.
Well, that was a good callback. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Well, guys, thanks for listening to the latest episode of Sis and Tell podcast. We appreciate you listening. Please share the love. Go text your friend and tell him to listen to us so we can get more downloads.
As always, this has been Amanda and Allison with a whole lot of talk about a whole lot of nothing. We'll catch you next time.
Favorite snacks, go.
Tuna burgers that David Block's mother taught my mom how to make. They're my favorite. Puff cheese hors d'oeuvres with Philadelphia cream cheese on a piece of toast. I love it. Dark pretzels, split dark pretzels. What are the potato chips I like? Kettle potato chips. I love them with egg salad.
Number 4.
Tuna salad. I did tuna burgers. Number 4. I love lamb made. This is our Passover lamb, but it's not for Passover. This one was on the bone.
Okay, lamb. Number 5.
Number 5. Number 5 is licorice.
Licorice, what kind?
Or dark chocolate.
Okay, number 6.
Oh, there's 6. Number 6 is egg salad with kettle potato chip on each bite.
Number 7.
Number 7 is pizza. Pizza from Mama Two's.
Number 8.
In New York.
Mandarin oranges. You got 10 seconds. Number 9.
Number 9 is what, Kat? Number 9.
The chocolate chip cookies.
Chocolate chip cookies from Isaac.